information is power.
Some more breaking news today. Crazy Bernie caught on a leaked video committing treason. You're going to need to share this video right now. I Love My Freedom Reports video is leaked from 1985, revealing and exposing the Socialist Democrat Senator Bernie Sanders that he was once praising the nasty regime of the communist Castro in Cuba. Sanders, who's also running for president in 2020, was also seen in the very same video admitting that he once traveled all the way to Nicaragua and was discussing with people from the Ortega regime on how to successfully fight the United States. Fight the United States. This is the type of video that Sanders probably doesn't want any of the people who donate money to see. Take a look.
I think what I learned, one of the things that I think I learned on my trip, you know, as a socialist, the word socialism does not frighten me, and I think it's probably fair to say that the Nicaraguan government is primarily a socialist government. You may recall way back in, when was it, 1961, they invaded Cuba, and everybody was totally convinced that Castro was the worst guy in the world, that all the Cuban people were going to rise up in rebellion against Fidel Castro. They forgot that he educated their kids, gave them health care, totally transformed the society. But just because Ronald Reagan dislikes these people does not mean to say that the people in their own nations feel the same way.
How do you find the sincerity of Sandinista leaders?
I was impressed. I was impressed by Father Descoto because he is a very gentle, very loving man. Ortega is an impressive guy. Ernesto Cardenal is a funny-looking guy. He's gray hair. And he really does remind you of a hippie.
Did you have suggestions for them how they could organize their PR a little bit more effectively?
I think it's, yes. I mean, the point that I try to make to many of the people that I spoke to is they're getting killed in the American media. They just cannot compete. Reagan and his people are so sophisticated. They own the airwaves, of course. Reagan, the media, every time Reagan gives them a photo opportunity, thousands. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much for telling us another lie. You know, the media, of course, is not allowed to ask sharp questions of the president. That's not allowed. And, you know, my point to Ortega is they are not getting their message of what they are trying to do out to the American people. And there's just no question about that. And they just don't have that kind of sophistication to understand how to manipulate the media. As you know, the White House has dozens of people who are trained. They are trained and well-paid people who are professional manipulators of the media. They have their contacts in CBS and NBC and ABC. That's what they're paid to do, and they do it very, very well. You know, Ortega is the president of a country of 3 million people. They have probably one television station. They have no sophistication. They have no knowledge as to when you call. You know, they call press conferences that the media can't even use here in the United States because it's the wrong time. You know, there's a whole science around this, which they're not aware of. They have contacts now with, they've hired a public relations firm in the United States, and they're trying to improve it. But the main point is, I think they have got to very greatly improve their ability to communicate with the average American, and that's what I said to them.
Yeah, that's not a video that Bernie wants circulating, so you know what to do. Hit that share button right now. Hit the like button too, so you can assist the algorithm with letting people know this is a popular video. Now, one look at History.com's information about Castro shows that he was responsible for providing military and financial aid to various leftist guerrilla movements in Latin America and Africa from the 1960s to the 80s. So this might seem appealing to liberals, but if they had any idea what was really going on, they may be thinking differently and wonder why Sanders was interested in traveling outside the country to tell people how to defeat our country. Castro might have brought upon a few essentials like electricity to his nation, but what he did after that speaks volumes and forced people to flee Cuba. The Vermont senator may want to address his video to people, the many people who donated to him this week, landing him $6 million in donations from his followers in just 24 hours. Bernie Sanders is the face of socialism in this country. Yes, he's the one with all the money, while all of his followers end up in the Sanders breadline if socialism ever runs or ruins America like it does everywhere else. So comment below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.